From this day forward, the central task of the Communist Party of China will be to lead the Chinese people of all ethnic groups in a concerted effort to realize the second centenary goal of building China into a great modern socialist country in all respects, and to advance the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation on all fronts through a Chinese path to modernization. Based on our decades of exploration and practice since the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949, especially since the launch of reform and opening up in 1978, as well as the new breakthroughs made in theory and practice since the 18th National Congress, we have succeeded in advancing and expanding Chinese modernization. Chinese modernization is socialist modernization pursued under the leadership of the Communist Party of China. It contains elements that are common to the modernization processes of all countries, but it is more characterized by features that are unique to the Chinese context. It is the modernization of a huge population. China is working to achieve modernization for more than 1.4 billion people, a number larger than the combined population of all developed countries in the world today. This is a task of unparalleled difficulty and complexity. It inevitably means that our pathways of development and methods of advancement will be unique. We will, as always, bear China's realities in mind as we address issues, make decisions, and take action. We will neither pursue grandiose goals nor go by the rulebook. We will stay patient in advancing the course of history and take steady and incremental steps to sustain progress. It is the modernization of common prosperity for all. Achieving common prosperity is a defining feature of socialism with Chinese characteristics and involves a long historical process. The immutable goal of our modernization drive is to meet the people's aspirations for a better life. We will endeavor to maintain and promote social fairness and justice, bring prosperity to all, and prevent polarization. It is the modernization of material and cultural ethical advancement. Material abundance and cultural ethical enrichment are fundamental goals of socialist modernization. Material want is not socialism, nor is cultural impoverishment. While continuing to consolidate the material foundation for modernization and improve the material conditions for people's well-being, we will strive to develop advanced socialist culture, foster strong ideals and convictions, and carry forward China's cultural heritage. We will thus promote all-around material abundance as well as people's well-rounded development. It is the modernization of harmony between humanity and nature. Humanity and nature make up a community of life. If we extract from nature without limit or inflict damage on it, we are bound to face its retaliation. China is committed to sustainable development and to the principles of prioritizing resource conservation and environmental protection, and letting nature restore itself. We will protect nature and the environment as we do our own lives. We will continue to pursue a model of sound development featuring improved production, higher living standards, and healthy ecosystems to ensure the sustainable development of the Chinese nation. It is the modernization of peaceful development. In pursuing modernization, China will not tread the old path of war, colonization, and plunder taken by some countries. That brutal and blood-stained path of enrichment at the expense of others caused great suffering for the people of developing countries. We will stand firmly on the right side of history and on the side of human progress. Dedicated to peace, development, cooperation, and mutual benefit, we will strive to safeguard world peace and development as we pursue our own development, and we will make greater contributions to world peace and development through our own development. The essential requirements of Chinese modernization are as follows: upholding the leadership of the Communist Party of China and socialism with Chinese characteristics, pursuing high-quality development, developing whole-process people's democracy, enriching the people's cultural lives, achieving common prosperity for all, promoting harmony between humanity and nature, building a human community with a shared future, and creating a new form of human advancement. To build China into a great modern socialist country in all respects, we have adopted a two-step strategic plan. Basically realize socialist modernization from 2020 through 2035. Build China into a great modern socialist country that is prosperous, strong, democratic, culturally advanced, harmonious, and beautiful from 2035 through the middle of this century. China's overall development objectives for the year 2035 are as follows. Significantly increase economic strength, scientific and technological capabilities, and composite national strength. Substantially grow the per capita GDP to be on par with that of a mid-level developed country. Join the ranks of the world's most innovative countries, with great self-reliance and strength in science and technology. Build a modernized economy, form a new pattern of development, basically achieve new industrialization, informatization, urbanization, and agricultural modernization. Basically modernize the system and capacity for governance, improve the system for whole-process people's democracy, build a law-based country, government, and society. Become a leading country in education, science and technology, talent, culture, sports, and health. Significantly enhance national soft power. Ensure that the people are leading better and happier lives, bring per capita disposable income to new heights. Substantially grow the middle-income group as a share of the total population, guarantee equitable access to basic public services, ensure modern standards of living in rural areas, achieve long-term social stability, make more notable and substantive progress in promoting the people's well-rounded development and prosperity for all. Broadly establish eco-friendly ways of work and life, steadily lower carbon emissions after reaching a peak. Fundamentally improve the environment, largely accomplish the goal of building a beautiful China. Comprehensively strengthen the national security system and national security capabilities. Achieve basic modernization of national defense and the armed forces. After basically realizing modernization, we will continue to work hard and build China into a great modern socialist country that leads the world in terms of composite national strength and international influence by the middle of the century. The next 5 years will be crucial for getting our efforts to build a modern socialist country in all respects off to a good start. Our main objectives and tasks for this period are as follows. Make breakthroughs in promoting high-quality economic development. Achieve greater self-reliance and strength in science and technology. Make major progress in creating a new pattern of development and building a modernized economy. Make new strides in reform and opening up, make further progress in modernizing China's system and capacity for governance. Further improve the socialist market economy, put in place new systems for a higher standard open economy. Further enhance the institutions, standards, and procedures of whole-process people's democracy. Improve the system of socialist rule of law with Chinese characteristics. Enrich the intellectual and cultural lives of our people, enhance the cohesion of the Chinese nation and the appeal of Chinese culture. Ensure personal income grows basically in step with economic growth and pay rises in tandem with increases in productivity. Ensure much more equitable access to basic public services, develop a better multi-tiered social security system. Substantially improve urban and rural living environments, make notable progress in building a beautiful China. Further consolidate national security, fulfill the goals for the centenary of the People's Liberation Army in 2027, make solid progress in building a peaceful China. Further increase China's international standing and influence, enable China to play a greater role in global governance. Building a modern socialist country in all respects is a great and arduous endeavor. Our future is bright, but we still have a long way to go. At present, momentous changes of a like not seen in a century are accelerating across the world. A new round of scientific and technological revolution and industrial transformation is well underway. And a significant shift is taking place in the international balance of power, presenting China with new strategic opportunities in pursuing development. At the same time, however, the once-in-a-century pandemic has had far-reaching effects. A backlash against globalization is rising, and unilateralism and protectionism are mounting. The global economic recovery is sluggish, regional conflicts and disturbances are frequent, and global issues are becoming more acute. The world has entered a new period of turbulence and change. At home, we face many deep-seated problems regarding reform, development, and stability that cannot be avoided or bypassed. In our efforts to strengthen the party, and especially to improve conduct, build integrity, and combat corruption, we are confronted with many stubborn and recurrent problems. External attempts to suppress and contain China may escalate at any time. Our country has entered a period of development in which strategic opportunities, risks, and challenges are concurrent, and uncertainties and unforeseen factors are rising. Various black swan and grey rhino events may occur at any time. We must therefore be more mindful of potential dangers, be prepared to deal with worst-case scenarios, and be ready to withstand high winds, choppy waters, and even dangerous storms. On the journey ahead, we must firmly adhere to the following major principles. Upholding and strengthening the party's overall leadership. We must resolutely uphold the Party Central Committee's authority and its centralized, unified leadership, and see that party leadership is exercised in all aspects and every stage of the endeavors of the party and the country. This will ensure that our party always remains the pillar that the Chinese people can lean on in times of difficulty, that our socialist modernization advances along the right path, and that we have the political cohesion and confidence in our development to inspire the people to strive in unity. It will see us forming a mighty force to overcome all difficulties with one heart and one mind. Following the path of socialism with Chinese characteristics. We must continue to pursue economic development as our central task, uphold the four cardinal principles. The four cardinal principles are keeping to the path of socialism, upholding the people's democratic dictatorship, upholding the leadership of the Communist Party of China, and upholding Marxism-Leninism and Mao Zedong thought. Remain committed to reform and opening up, and stay independent and self-reliant. We must keep to our path and not sway in our commitment. We must not return to the isolation and rigidity of the past, or veer off course by changing our nature or abandoning our system. We must develop our country and our nation with our own strength, and we must maintain a firm grasp on the future of China's development and progress. Applying a people-centered development philosophy. We must protect the people's fundamental interests, improve their well-being, and work tirelessly to ensure that development is for the people and by the people, and that its fruits are shared by the people. We must do a better job of seeing that the gains of modernization benefit all our people fairly. Remaining committed to deepening reform and opening up. We must intensify efforts to advance reform and explore new ground, and we must remain steadfast in expanding opening up. We must work hard to remove deep-seated institutional barriers so as to fully tap into the strengths of socialism with Chinese characteristics, and continuously imbue our socialist modernization endeavors with fresh dynamism and vitality. We must do better in translating our country's institutional strengths into effective governance. Carrying forward our fighting spirit. We must foster a firmer sense of purpose, fortitude, and self-belief in the whole party and the Chinese people so that we cannot be swayed by fallacies, deterred by intimidation, or cowed by pressure. We must meet obstacles and difficulties head-on, ensure both development and security, and dig deep to surmount the difficulties and challenges on the road ahead. Let us harness our indomitable fighting spirit to open up new horizons for our cause. Comrades! Today, we are closer, more confident, and more capable than ever of reaching the goal of rejuvenating the Chinese nation. At the same time, we must be prepared to work even harder to get there. All of us in the party must forge ahead with confidence and determination, proactively identify, respond to, and steer changes and prevent and diffuse risks, and keep on striving to secure new successes in building a modern socialist China in all respects.